Good afternoon, otherworldlies. This is Queen Juliana, your dark mask diva. Happy solstice, everybody. Happy Yule. Okay, so something really scary happened to me. All right, so today I had to go down to my manager's office in my building because something really scary happened, all right? And I had a lot of anxiety about it, okay? Because this actually happened the day that I made the video. Check out my last video if you don't know what I'm talking about. But I made a video where I was walking around outside and I was afraid of running into this old friend of mine that moved back into town. Okay, so I was already having a high level of anxiety that day. Okay, you guys, otherworldlies, you guys know that I have anxiety anyway, and it's not like it controls my life or anything like that. Okay, so but I do have to take medicine for it. All right, and I had an addiction to benzodiazepines because my anxiety was really bad at one point. Okay, so I have an anxiety problem, and I do take a non-addictive medication for it now and blood pressure medicine. Okay, so I do have anxiety. Um, it's fair to say I suffer with it. It is an issue. Um, I've had a lot of scary things happen. I haven't had the easiest life. I've just had a lot of stuff happen. Okay, so there's like a reason for the anxiety. So um, just life happens. Okay, and I know a lot of you haven't had the easiest lives, and a lot of you probably have anxiety too. Life is not easy. Life's not easy for anybody. Okay, so I know you guys understand. So something scary happened that legit gave me some anxiety. I did not run into the friend, but running into the friend probably would have given me less anxiety than what actually happened. Okay, so here's what happened, and I had to go down and talk to the building manager about it today. So came home and I looked, and there was this guy standing by my apartment, by my porch. We have we have a security apartment building. You have to buzz yourself in. Okay, we're not supposed to be letting people into the apartment. Um, so nobody strange is supposed to be in the building. But this guy was just standing there by my porch. Okay, and I'm walking down the long hallway, and he's just standing there staring at me. But he has this big smile on his face, and I'm just like, whoa, this is freaking me out. And he's just standing there and he's smiling at me. And he's not looking away or anything like that. And I'm walking down the long hall and he's just standing there smiling at me, not looking away. And I'm walking down the long hall, so I'm I'm looking away because I'm uncomfortable. I'm just kind of, bowing my head or looking away and trying to break eye contact with him because he's making me so uncomfortable. Now, what's going on is the floor is not wet, but he's standing there with a mop and bucket. I don't smell any chemicals in that bucket. Okay, so it seems like nothing's in the bucket. It's just a mop and a bucket, right? So I'm like, okay, is this guy like is he a building custodian? Like, what is he? But there's a mop and bucket right there, and he's standing and he's not moving. He's just standing there right on my porch, right next to my unit, and he's just standing there staring at me the whole time as I walk up. And I keep looking away like, what does he want? And I'm starting to get increasingly uncomfortable as I approach my house. Okay, so I walk up and he just continues to stare and smile. And I mean, I would be exaggerating if I said he was smiling maniacally at me, okay? I would just be exaggerating for the sake of the story. But just the fact that he keeps staring and he's not breaking eye contact was creepy enough. So he's not looking away. And so to be honest, I don't leave the building a lot because I have health problems and stuff like that. Etalon does a lot of the shopping and runs most of the errands and that kind of stuff. I mean, I'm a homebody. I make my videos. I do stuff in the house and all that kind of stuff. So I don't leave a lot. So I don't remember seeing this guy before. Okay. So I don't remember talking to him. I don't remember seeing him. I'm just like, who is this guy and why is he standing by my house? Okay. So he's just standing there and I walk up and I'm just like, who are you and what do you want? I'm just kind of freaked out. Like he's just like standing there. So then he starts talking about my hair and I'm like, okay. Now, to be honest, I don't care when people talk about my hair. I can see why people talk about my hair. Okay. First of all, it's tangerine orange, okay? And most of the time my hair is pink. Or, sometimes my hair is red or it's blonde or whatever. It's one of those unusual colors. And, I get it. I'm an entertainer. I'm always doing unusual things with my appearance. Whenever I'm out in public, people want to come up and say, hey, I really like your hair. It's really cool. How did you do that or whatever? And I really don't mind when people come up and say stuff about my hair because they pay me a compliment and tell me they like it or whatever. I really don't mind when people say stuff like that. It doesn't bother me. It's, because they're always saying, hey, it's cool, or you look like so-and-so, or stuff like that, or they're just always saying something nice about it. But just the fact that he was waiting there on my porch, he's pretending to do work, but he's not doing any work. The floor wasn't wet, I didn't smell any chemicals in the bucket, and he's just standing there waiting for me, and he's just like staring. That's what was bothering me. Okay, that was a very stalkerish thing to do. Okay, now I have been stalked before multiple times, so I know what stalking is, okay? That was a stalkerish thing to do. Okay, so now I'm already suffering from anxiety that day, okay? I'm having a very anxious day. You guys, whoever saw my last video knows that I was having anxiety that day. So you guys know how I was already feeling. You know that was not the day to make me uncomfortable with stalkerish behavior, right? So he starts talking about my hair. He goes, I used to dye my hair colors like that when I was in high school. Okay. That was kind of a rude thing to say because I'm obviously not in high school anymore. All right. I'm a mature lady. And I was like, yeah, well, I guess I never grew out of it. All right. So I didn't really like smile at him or do anything. I was just kind of like, yeah, buddy, like whatever. And then I just kind of brushed him off and then I put in my code real quick, hoping that he didn't see the numbers that I punched, and I went in the house. Etalon was in the house, and I'm like, oh my God, what a day I've had, Etalon. And then when I brushed the conversation off with the stalker guy, he got this really like disappointed look on his face. Like setting a trap for me to force me to talk to him and staring at me, making me uncomfortable, and forcing that little conversation and stuff like that. For whatever reason, it didn't go his way, and he looked extremely like disappointed that little trap he set for me did not go his way. All right, now hopefully what happened was he noticed that I live with somebody. Okay, I'm not single. I live with somebody. The somebody is a man, okay? I brushed him off during the conversation. What he did was not kosher. It didn't go well for him. and he took off. So later on, Etalon and I had both had a really long day or whatever. I had had a long day of having anxiety. Later on, Etalon and I just relaxed, and then later on I told Etalon what happened. And he goes, "That's funny because I just got to the house right before you did, and I didn't see that guy mopping in the hall. The guy was not working in the hall, and he didn't have any other cleaning stuff with him. Okay, so he was not actually working at the time. Okay, so the guy was not working. He obviously ran up there ahead of you when he saw you coming. All right." And Etalon actually left right after I got home too. So Etalon works two jobs. So what he did was he came home, and then I came home, and then he left right after that. The guy was not working in the hall right after that either. So he actually did go up there specifically to wait for me, trap me, to talk to me. And then when I went into the house and he found out that I lived with somebody, he took right off. Okay, so he specifically lied there and wait to trap me to talk to him. Okay, so I had a lot of anxiety because I realized that I was being stalked. So after that, I went downstairs and spoke to the manager. I said, "Hey, there's this guy." I gave a physical description of him, and the manager goes, "That could have been some rando that snuck into the building, but that actually sounds like this guy, that cleans for us, who's been known to be pretty socially awkward." He goes, "That doesn't negate your feelings of fear, because what he did was extremely inappropriate." I go, "What he did was a very stalkerish move. He cornered me by my house, and he was waiting for me, and he was staring at me. So, that is socially awkward. But it was actually a very stalkerish move." And I said, "And I have been stalked a few times before, so I know what being stalked is. However, he has not made, a week has passed, and I don't leave the house much. He hasn't done anything like left notes on the door or knocked, or I don't hear anybody walking by the door, or anything like that. So I'm not getting the feeling that he's trying to watch me or anything like that. Of course, I have not encountered him again because I have not left the house. I haven't had any reasons to leave the house. I haven't had any more appointments or anything to do since then. So I have not had any more situation type deals with him. So he hasn't bothered me since then. So that's the good news. But I'm wondering if we could figure out if that actually was him, and if that was him, if you could have a word with him and tell him to leave me alone. And because they said we don't know for sure if it's him. But if you want to talk to the main manager, and the main manager could maybe pull up his driver's license and get a look at him, and you could look at his picture and see if that really is him. Maybe he can have a word with him and say, "Hey, you made that resident really uncomfortable. And, don't stand next to people's doors, and don't stare at people. Okay, that's how you make somebody uncomfortable, whether you think they have cool hair or not. You don't wait by people's houses and stuff." And you know what the ironic thing about that was? If I would have just seen that guy in the lobby, or outside the gate, or um, anything like that, and he would have said, "Hey, I really think your hair's cool," or "I like the way you dress," or whatever, or "your makeup's cool," or anything, or "you look like so and so." Anything that anybody else says to me, I wouldn't have thought anything of it. But the fact that he was lying in wait for me and pretending to clean, and he was staring at me, that's what made me uncomfortable. That was a very stalkerish thing to do. I think it was just how he approached the situation. Because I have, like I said a million times, had people stalk me. And I was worried about running into that one person. So, I will say another thing. This is the dark side of pretty privilege. Okay, and I want you guys to know never to be flattered by attention like this. Never see this as a good thing. Okay, because people will see somebody they find attractive, and this is part of internalized misogyny. They think because they find you attractive that you must be single and that you owe them your attention. He looked genuinely surprised that I was not interested in talking to him. He acted like I owed him my attention and that I should not be uncomfortable with the attention he was giving me. Okay. Some people feel that women are there to either nurture them or gratify them sexually. And if they find you attractive, they think if they are nice to you, that you are supposed to pay them attention. And then if it doesn't go their way, they are very shocked. Okay? They think that their job is to conquer the situation. Okay? And that's where situations that are stalkerish occur. All right? It's part of internalized misogyny. That is one of the dark sides of pretty privilege that you really need to look out for. You never need to be flattered by this attention. You never need to want this attention. And when things like this happen, you need to report the attention. All right? If you need to take the attention to law enforcement, if it's becoming a problem, you need to take it to law enforcement, even if you think it's no big deal. If the person is persistent, you need to take it to law enforcement. All right. If this guy doesn't back off once the scary manager talks to him, I'm going to take it to law enforcement. All right, because that is the psychology of the situation. Okay, so just know that when you look a certain way, okay, you are going to get unwanted attention from people. All right, because there are certain mindsets that certain people have. Okay, and some people aren't all there mentally. Okay, some people are socially awkward, and some people are beyond socially awkward. Okay, some people have this sense of entitlement. They think if they find you attractive, that they need to conquer you, and they think that you owe them attention. Okay, and sometimes other people need to tell them to leave you alone. Okay, this is a lot more common than you think, and it kind of being attractive is not for the weak. All right. So if you're attractive, you need to be able to stand up for yourself. You need to advocate for yourself. Don't wait for somebody else to do it for you. Okay? You need to swallow your fear. And you need to go get somebody who is able to defend you. All right? You need to get somebody who's able to protect you. You need to take care of the situation. The situation is not going to go away, all right? You need to go and make sure that it doesn't happen again. Make sure that the person gets talked to. Make sure that the situation gets dealt with, okay? Because these kinds of people need to be told no, all right? I think this guy got the message that I was not interested in the conversation, but I want to make sure that he gets the message that what he did was highly inappropriate. Okay? And just know that, with great power comes great responsibility. And these situations will leave you feeling uncomfortable, but we need to be brave here, guys. We need to, this was really getting my anxiety, and we need to not let this kind of stuff get to us. Okay, we can't let it get us down. Okay, we deserve to live in a world where we're free to leave the house. Okay. So that's all I had to say today, and I thank you so much for your attention and your love and for your time. All right, you guys have a wonderful solstice. Bye-bye.